So Elia, as we look at these witnesses, was the most effective of Yahweh's prophets when railing against Zerubbabel, the nauseating and scorched seed of the Lord, and the confusion sown by Babylon's commingling. He brought the prophets of Baal, the Lord, and Asherah, the queen of heaven and the mother of God, down. He embarrassed them. And then just to show that God is incompatible with such religious people in his midst, he killed them. So following in his footsteps and getting, well, 3 steps beyond, Yada would be the first person to write multiple volumes comparing the religious rubbish of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam to the Word of God, thereby slaying Israel's most vicious foes. And when it comes to felling religious threats, Elia and Yada are Yahweh's dynamic duo. And they're going to enter Jerusalem and convey Yahweh's message to dramatic signs from the sky above that Yahweh will present beginning on the 4th of April. That's the 1st of Abib in 2030, the halfway point of the time of Jacob's troubles. And this means that the 2 witnesses will be, well, especially effective, speaking out against that which is sown and scattered by Babel, the Lord, being with the Lord, particularly in association with Satan's affinity for the confounding nature of Babylon. Religion is the byproduct of intermixing and commingling the truth with lies to effectively deceive. And you want to think this through. At this time, you're going to have the ultimate beast, which is the beast of Roman Catholicism. You know that when Dode was explaining the migration of the beast to Daniel, and he began with saying that the whore that begot the beast is Babylon, where religion and politics were intermingled, and where the religions that are now practiced as Judaism, Christianity, and Islam were ultimately derived. And then it progresses from the horrors of Babylon through Media Persia, through Macedonian Greece, through the bloody red nature of Rome, and then ultimately to the Roman influence, the Roman Catholic Church, that would tread upon the whole world. And as the Roman Catholics, starting tomorrow, pick their next pope, all of the candidates will be anti-Semitic. All of the candidates will hate Jews. They will despise Israel. They will. This last pope is going to be worse than most. And there's even the possibility in the top 5 candidates that, although he's a little young for the job and he hasn't been a cardinal very long, but Pizzaballa, who's a cardinal over Jerusalem, could be the pick. And with so many of these events playing out in Jerusalem, he would be the devil's advocate in this role. So we are nearing a time where we're going to see Zerubbabel everywhere. It is through Babel that the adversary first beguiled Yahowah in the garden. And it remained his strategy ever since, which explains why the Talmud, the Zohar, the New Testament, and the Quran contain so many misappropriated and misquoted statements from the Torah and prophets. They're filled with them, always twisted, always misrepresented. When Zerubbabel, well, it is a name, and when considered for what it conveys, it addresses the seed of Babylon. Like everything else associated with Satan in Zerubbabel, there is a commingling of good and bad. On one hand, the word represents that which has been zerah, sown, and scattered, Babel, by the Lord of Babel, Babylon. This is consistent with the realization that Yahweh will deploy the two witnesses to call his people home from Zerubbabel, Babylon. Come out of her, my people.